It would be way too chaotic. People can ask questions in the live on Facebook by typing them in, and we just scroll through and answer one at a time. Sometimes we can't get to them all, right? And we wouldn't be able to do that into Zoom at all. Zoom would be crazy with too many people talking and trying to keep order with that many people. So we're not doing Zoom at all. But you have an opportunity to type in your question, and then as we scroll through, we answer them that way. Catherine, you might need another person to help you with those voices. It's interesting because it's not easy to do, right? Especially those of us in the age group that we are. I mean, it takes practice, right? And we have to be aware. I think that's where it starts. Debs agree. That's when I hear Jordan say the only way to fuck up is to quit. We both say that, actually. We both say that all the time. I think he originated that, and it is like our mantra right now because that's really true, right? Shayla, favorite road trip snacks. I don't do snacks on the road, really. I'm not a snacky kind of girl necessarily. I might take... I'll take some protein powder in a scoop, and in my shaker cup if I want to do that, because I can just add water to it. Sometimes a bar, or I'll take some apples, stuff like that. I don't really do a lot of snacking. I would rather put my effort into meals. I feel like driving is boredom snacking just made to happen, right? So I keep snacks very minimal in something like that for that reason. New podcast, please. I just did one. Miss Young, where have you been? I just released one today. Go check it out. New podcast is live. It is a Q&A with Jordan. We go through a bunch of really interesting questions. So Miss Young, go check it out. A lot of fun stuff on there. Or it feels like I do everything right and consistent, but progress feels slow. Is that usually the case? No weight to lose, just want to tone up, have always been skinny fat. So interesting. Too slow for what? Like, what is the rush? Number one. Literally ask yourself that. Too slow for what? Compared to what? What are your expectations? I think that's what you got to figure out. Most of the time, that kind of comment comes from having these expectations that within 2 weeks, I'm going to start seeing stuff. And especially if you're not trying to lose weight, if you're trying to tone up, I don't know what you're doing for that, but you need to be eating a sufficient number of calories, and you need to be lifting heavy weight, because trying to change how you look is hard. That's hard, right? And you need to make sure that your calories are at least at maintenance, if not more. And then you need to have a nice, strong program where you are consistently in the gym lifting heavy weight, for sure. And as far as the time period, get that out of your head, because that's the other thing that people get screwed up with way too much is putting timelines, these imaginary timelines in your head, like it should be happening this fast. What am I doing wrong? You may not be doing anything wrong. I don't know. Just make sure that your calories are maintenance or higher, and that you're working out super hard, lifting heavy weight consistently, and stop worrying about how long it takes. Just enjoy the ride. Once you start focusing on what you can do, and maybe give yourself some performance goals in the gym, and get your mind off of how long is it taking, the more results you're going to see. I guarantee you that. Maggie finally started tracking, lost 70 pounds. Wow. Then stopped losing. After 4 months of kicking and screaming and listening to you and Jordan, I began tracking, and it was eye-opening. Started losing again. Go figure. Congratulations, Maggie. That's phenomenal. And I love how honest you are about that, right? I mean, we think we know how much we're eating, but we're not good at that. But congrats. I love it. I love that it's you kept after it. You got honest with yourself, and now look what's happening. The chocolate was the very thing that did not fit into my first 850 calories. Lots of fresh vegetables and lean meat. RFL taught me a lot. Love it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, some chocolate. I mean, if you think about that, some chocolate is not going to make or break you, whether you're in RFL or not. It's consistent patterns over time. That's the issue. Oh God, the trolls. Yeah. Yeah, the trolls. Hey, Susan, is deadlift really worth it for someone whose goal is to lose weight and build muscle? I mean, worth it. You're going to lose weight by being in a calorie deficit, right? And if that's your focus, do that. Focus on that. And while you're doing that, focus on getting as strong as you can. From that perspective, a deadlift will build a lot of strength. So 100% it's worth it. Yeah. When you want to go and build muscle, after you've lost the fat, bring your calories up to maintenance or even a surplus. And then if you want to change your programming. But I've been building muscle for a long time. I have deadlifts in my program every month, some variation of them. Some variations might be better for you depending on you and what you want to do. But I think to some variation, absolutely, they should be in there. You should be able to boot people from lives. I agree. I just don't know how to do that. If any of you know, let me know. Otherwise, we just keep scrolling. Any suggestions to not get triggered when people comment on what you eat or how you look or calling food bad or good? It drives me nuts. You just have to, you just have to let it go. It's not worth a battle. I mean, think of it that way. It's not a worth the battle to fight. Because people like that probably aren't going to be ready to listen anyway, because they are firmly stanced in their beliefs and their heels are dug in, and it's just not a battle. So you just have to kind of, okay, whatever you say, and move on. It's just not worth it. Shayla, snacks keep me awake. Packing watermelon with me this weekend. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I guess it depends on how long you're going, but I just don't. I usually don't do snacks. I don't think I've ever taken watermelon. I would probably make a huge mess with that. But yeah, I mean, if that keeps you awake, absolutely. Why does the scale spike so much after hard cardio sessions? A lot of times the scale will spike because of what you ate after the hard cardio sessions. Oftentimes cardio sessions like that, hard cardio sessions, get you hungry. Really get you hungry, and then you end up eating maybe not even be the quantity that you're eating, but you're eating foods that your muscles are like more carbs, and so you're holding on to water and glycogen and all that kind of stuff, right? It also could be like if you did like a spin class or you worked your legs super hard, your muscles are like, hello, everything's been worked, so they're holding on to water as well. That just happens, but probably it's because of what you're eating afterwards. And again, it may not be the quantity as much as what you're eating, and your body's just holding on to some water for some recovery. That's it. Would the carb cycling challenge be a good learning tool for new trainers wanting to gain as much knowledge as I can? It's not a carb cycling challenge. It's a calorie cycling challenge. We don't differentiate between carbs, fats, and all that stuff, right? What we do with this is we show you how to set overall calories for a deficit and then how to cycle them throughout the course of a week. Different options for that, depending on what your lifestyle is like, your schedule, all that kind of stuff, and allow you to learn to incorporate all kinds of foods. The purpose of this is not to lose weight. The purpose of this challenge is to learn how to utilize these skills so that you can lose weight sustainably over time and improve your relationship with food. That is actually the priority with our challenge. So for instance, this is 30 days, right? And at the end of 30 days, if somebody loses an astronomical amount of weight, they're not going to win because they didn't do what we asked them to do. You're not going to lose a ton of weight in our challenge. What we want you to do is to learn to be able to cycle calories and then improve your relationship with food so that you can move forward for the rest of your life. That's what we're about. And would it be a good tool for trainers? Absolutely. Because then you can start teaching your clients how they can manipulate their calories for a more sustainable way of living and then improve their relationship with food. So absolutely. Raylan, hello. Good to see you, my friend. I think 2 things to get started right now is start writing everything down that you put in your mouth, whether it's food or drink. Write it on a piece of paper, not in your phone or your computer, but on a piece of paper. Do that for several days so you have an honest tracking of what you're consuming. You don't have to weigh it or measure it or do any of that. Just write it down. And what you're going to find is you'll start changing